Hello everyone, we are back with another video. This time we've got One Piece chapter 1132, Adventure in Elbaf, and as always we've got a lovely cover photo. This cover image of I guess Yamato. It's the Ogre Child stuff again, but looks like they've given up on the chase of the missing katana, and they're overseeing the repairs of Udon Castle. Or construction, so to speak. So there's that. So where we left off last time, it was 3 weeks ago. So thankfully, I guess Oda must be feeling better. So we're back with One Piece. But where we left off, Luffy was having a conversation with Loki. He wanted him to be freed. We didn't see the conclusion of that yet. And the other Straw Hats who were not in Elbaf had just arrived and were about to make land. So let's see where we go now. So the first scene we get here is a bunch of pirates, getting excited about the arrival of the great ship Eric and the Straw Hat Pirates. And it's really cool because they're excited. Luffy's an emperor, but they also talk about how Shanks has come here and talked up Luffy as well, because obviously we know Shanks was here before. He kicked kids' butt on Elbaf. And there's a cool shot of Shanks saying, "Don't forget the name Straw Hat Luffy." So that's cool. And they talk about a rainbow dropping down, which I'm like, what? When I read it, I was like, what's the deal with the rainbow? It's kind of interesting. So the giants tell the Straw Hats to hold on tight because the ship's about to go vertical. And it's like, what do you mean go vertical? And they ride the fucking rainbow up. They're riding the rainbow up to the upper levels of Elbaf. It's insane. And there's a nice, cool little shot of their ship riding the rainbow. Okay, that's a thing. So next we change scene. We're back at the rope bridge that they were all running across, that Luffy jumped down off of. And there's this shot of the giants who were carrying the the giants carrying the Sunny. There's Road, blah 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 blah, and there's a small dot on the screen. I didn't even realize it at first until it gets talked about later. But that's Luffy. Luffy's been thrown up, and my thought after reading this was that it was Sorry, it gets established later. I'll go into it a bit later. But I think it was, what's his name? Loki threw him up there. And we'll find out why later. So we'll just move on for now. So Gerd catches Luffy. And they start talking to him. And they ask him, did he fall down to the underworld? Because he just got flown up from there. And we get a quick little minor flashback of a conversation he had with Loki, where he talks about Loki tells him, don't tell him you met me, and don't talk about our promise. Like, what? What promise did he make with Loki? Probably something about freeing him. But what does Luffy get out of this? I know Loki said he'd destroy a pirate crew for him. I don't think Luffy would take him up on that offer. He might ask him to help him fight Blackbeard, maybe. But intrigue. he's made a promise with Loki. We'll probably find out about that later. Spoilers. You're not going to find out in this chapter. But what do you think the promise might be? I do not know what Luffy gets out of this. I think Loki's end will be freedom. I don't know what Luffy's end will be. So we change scenes. We don't really change scenes because it's the same scene. But we switch perspective to Road chasing Nami and Chopper again. And just as it seems like he's going to grab them, Zoro and Sanji drop a tree on him. So these couple pages, Road's going to get what he deserves, because immediately right after, Gerd and the other giant, whose name I've forgotten, sorry buddy, beat the crap out of him with their spike club and axe respectively. So about time he got his comeuppance. So obviously the other Straw Hats were running from the other giants because they weren't sure if they were friends, but everyone now knows we're all happy with each other, apart from Road. He's the jerk. But everyone's happy. Sanji's infatuated with Gerd because, of course, he is. And they are now going to progress and also head up to Elbaf, I suppose. So we get kind of a cool little diagram of how Elbaf is layered. You've got the, I guess, the world tree, Yggdrasil, and it's established that under the tree, under the branches and whatever, is the underworld where Loki's kept, where Luffy jumped down. And then once you get up a level, you get to the sun level, which is on top of the first layer of branches and whatnot. And then above that is another layer called the astral level. So they're going to the sun level, which is where the village is. And we may find out more about the astral level later. Not in this chapter, though. And I love this next page, and I hope I don't get in copyright trouble for posting the whole of it, but it's an overarching shot of the entirety of Elbaf, the Elbaf village, or whatever, the village they're going to, and a flashback on the left-hand side of Usopp's first declaration of how he was going to be a great warrior of the sea, and that he wanted to go to Elbaf because it's the land of the warriors. So it's good to see Usopp, seeing out part of his dream. It's great. We all waited for Usopp to one day get to Elbaf, and it's great to see his reaction. We finish up with the Straw Hats reacting to Elbaf, and interestingly, we get some writings being kind of interwoven, and that it turns out these are pages written by. What was his name again? Louis Arnott. And if you don't remember, and I didn't remember, I had to look this up. It's a guy who was mentioned having visited Elbaf, and he was mentioned in the Little Garden arc. It's been that long, but his last message is the most ominous one: is "Do not overstay your welcome here." I wonder if that will be a bit of a foreshadowing. But all in all, quite an interesting chapter. A bit of intrigue with what promise Luffy has made with Loki, and whether they'll end up visiting that astral world at some point. But until then, see you next time. There is no break, so next chapter due in a week. Bye for now.